I'm going to record this lesson also, and it's just the screen. It's not actual video of the room. I'm recording it right now, but it's just what's on the screen. So as we go through this, I'll post it tomorrow. If you guys need a refresher, you can go back and look and relive these moments over and over again. And also for
record our voices and
yeah,
say something?
see you're on there right now. You don't have to. But I have found that people are a lot more quiet when they're being recorded. They're afraid to say something.
He's gonna hear it tomorrow.
But also, I know at least 2 teachers wanted to come tonight and they couldn't, so now they can relive it without the interaction. So today, page layout with Google Drawings and slides. I'm going to explain what that means and show you how to do it. So that's the tech website that I post things on, tech.kentstateschools.org. I'll be uploading the audit video of this so you can relive this over and over. So I should have put those 2 slides different order. What is page layout? Page layout is how you do the posters, flyers, if you have the cover sheet for a report. That's all page layout. When you want to put graphics and text on a document in different places. It's not word processing where you're just typing out words and trying to lay that out. It's different than that. So we're going to actually recreate a Family Fun Night poster in Google Slides, actually. I'm using the 2 terms interchangeably. We will be using slides today. Big difference with slides is we can have multiple pages in our document. If we do it as Google Drawing, we only have 1 page, which is okay, but sometimes you want to have multiple ones. And there's add-ons to slides, and the one I'm going to show you is how to get pictures in your document. So we're going to recreate this flyer. First hurdle that we come up with when it comes to creating some document that we need to create is how to make it look good, some idea. None of us, I don't think, have any sort of history with graphic design. So what I do usually is go to images.google.com, and for this, because I need an example that we could create, so I typed in Family Night Flyer, and I got all these different Family Night flyers. So you can find one that you like. Sorry, Annie, it's the phone there. Yeah, this one doesn't change. So you can find different flyers, and I'm going to show you the techniques on how to recreate it. And the one we're going to recreate is this very first one. That one right there. Now, I've read a couple books on graphic design just to give me some ideas. This is not very well designed. For starters, they have a million different fonts in it. You really want to limit your fonts to 1 or 2, not at least 4, 5. There's like 5 different fonts in that document. So we don't want to do that. But this was an easy one to recreate, and it looks pretty good. That's something that I would hang out. So that's what we're going to recreate. So we're going to walk through the process of doing this. And the first thing we need to do, and so I need everybody to go to Google Drive. But we need to start a new Google Slides presentation. So if you go to Google Drive, you can click on New and Google Slides. And from there, you just click that. You got a nice, boring Google slide. Now, when you look at this, you're like, okay, this is not going to work for a piece of paper. It's the wrong aspect ratio and it's on its side. Very first thing we need to do is change the paper size so it will be 8.5 by 11. Once we change it to 8.5 by 11, every slide we add to our presentation is 8.5 by 11, which is the size of paper. So on your Untitled presentation, you'll go to File and then Page Setup. And it gives us a 4 different options. We want custom, so we can put 8.5 by 11 in there. And you could do some of this page layout stuff in Google Docs. You could do it in Word. You can do it in Pages. Pages is really good if you're on a Mac. Pages is really good for page layout. The advantages of doing it here is it's a document you can easily share with multiple people, so multiple people can be working on it at the same time. And you can get their opinions, they can comment on it, they can double check your dates to make sure you're saying Wednesday, November 15th, and it actually is a Wednesday. So once we do 8.5 by 11, you notice it changed our page document so it looks like a piece of paper and not a widescreen presentation.
What if you needed landscape?
So you'd put 11 by 8.5, and then it would be landscape. So we're going to go through the different tools that we're going to be using on our document. These 2 blocks that are up here by default, if you click on them, just delete them all. So click on it once, and then you can hit the backspace or delete key to get rid of those boxes. So if we want to put some text on here, and let's go look at our picture. And see, I did this. Here's the poster in Google Drawings, which works almost the same, works exactly the same like slides. And I just copied and pasted it, and then I put it in the Google Slides. So this is what you're going to end up with. The fonts are a little different just because I didn't feel like trying to find the fonts that they have in there. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to do the text on the document. First way, in the title bar, there's a text box. You can click on it, drag where you want the text, and you can type what in there, family fun night. And once it's in there, you can change the font just like, and the size, just like if you were doing, and you guys have probably done this hundreds of times before. So that's one way to get text. Kind of drag that to the center because we're going to use that in a little bit. Now, another way to get text, if we look at our family fun night picture, we have text in these boxes. Now, we could draw a box and then draw a text box and put them on top of each other, but there's an easier way. If we draw a box under the shape tools, hit that little triangle and it will pop down menu. So I want to draw that one box. I need a way to show them both at the same time. This way we're not flipping back and forth. There we go. So I want to recreate this Thursday, September 27th box. If we click on the shapes, I can select a box and draw it kind of where that is. And inside that box, I would type Thursdays. So when you look at the box, you click and drag. Oh, here. Get rid of. You want to get rid of those two boxes. So we have our text box here, type things on that. So yeah, draw the box in the center for your family. And then click inside it. There you go. Now click the other button. And then underneath your, well, we'll worry about that in a second. Yeah, don't worry about font size or the actual font itself, because we're gonna change that in a second. So now click on the shapes and select a box. Yeah, click on the first box. That one has a cutoff. We don't want that. You just click. Now it's your click and draw box. And that'll work too. So now type family fun night in that, or Thursday, September 27th. So, go to shapes, hit that plus, and then click. Now type Thursday, September 27th. So now we have a box that doesn't look like anything like our box that we want it to look like. We need to modify that box. We click on it once, we get some tools here. The paint box, the paint bucket, that's how we can change the interior color of that box. So with the paint bucket, I can say, make that orange. I zoomed in a little bit so you can see that, because there's the next piece coming up. Now, you can't see it. I clicked off of it for a second. You can barely see it. See how there's a black border around that box? Our final picture doesn't have that black border. We want to take that black border off. So if we click on the box, there is the pencil, the border color when you mouse over it. We want to make that transparent. And once we do that, there's no box. So you got it selected. Now click on, get the themes out of the way, out of personal space. Yeah, get that out there. There, out of personal space. So now click on that pencil and hit transparent. Now if you click off of it, there's no black border, little thin black border around it. So now we need to center and make our font bigger. Now my screen's covering up my tools. But if I had to select the whole box, you know how you change the font, usually you highlight it and change it. If I select the box, it'll automatically do it for all the text inside that box. So just click once on the box, so you have the blue border around it. And then you can go to your font tools and change the font. And you can make it bigger, because we're gonna need to make this 30 point. Yeah, 30 point, looks good. And then our other piece is, we need to center that text. So instead of the box selected, it's going to do all that for me. So, yeah, go hit the size. And then select 30. There you are.
I don't know, where's my stuff?
No, wait.
Yeah, I need to go back and put it on, and click back on it.
Well, if you double click on it, it's going to think you are editing the segment. So once that happens, it will not, even the cursor doesn't show up sometimes. It thinks you're inside it, not the whole thing selected. So let's drag that up to where we have it up there. Did it? No, that was, what did it? What does Curtis call that? Having a stroke. This is his laptop.
The,
It's having a stroke. Click on that. Figure out a different one. So then resize, you can resize that by grabbing hold of that. So, and I guess I didn't cover that. To resize these objects, if you click on it, you can click and drag the corner pieces and you can resize the length and width. If you grab it in the middle, it's just going to do one direction or the other. So you can easily resize that to what you want. Another piece of the puzzle. You want to center that. This one. Yeah, if maximize the window, and it will, not that one. Little box. There, it'll give you more of that. So now if you click, just click on the box. Now, it had more space to show up the tools. You might want to do that too. Yeah. Okay, so your box is way big. Look how big the box should be. Look at our final product. See, that's kind of small up in the corner. So you guys can resize your box down a little bit. You guys get something that looks like that up there? Got it. You get my whole picture up there. So we have that text box. So we can put text on there two ways. We can use the text box tool and just put a text, and that's what we did the center one, because we're going to mimic over here this family fun night with that one. Or we can draw a shape, and any of the shapes you can put text in. Where is looking for the star? Is it? So any of the shapes you can draw, and then if you double click inside it, it'll let you put text in them, which comes in pretty handy. But we don't want that star. Now I gotta go back to my slideshow so I know what I'm going to talk about next. So our fonts that are in there are pretty, they're okay. They're not very exciting. Oh, you gotta be in a box for fonts. Have you guys added fonts to Google Docs? Okay. That's what we're gonna do now. You notice my font selection is a lot more than what you guys have. Look at them all. I've got probably 30 fonts in there. You can add more fonts than what comes to it. If you click on the fonts and go to the very bottom, there is a menu option called More Fonts. So when you click on that, as soon as it loads here, when you click on that More Fonts, it'll show you, and it sorts it by popularity. There are 800 fonts in here. So someday when you just are looking for that perfect font, you can sit there and scroll down through it. You can limit, you can limit, if you know you want a handwriting font, because everybody loves Comic Sans, you can look at the handwriting fonts and maybe find one that's not Comic Sans so you don't have people that are going to make fun of you for using Comic Sans all the time. There, I must like permanent marker because I've already added it. So on your fonts, I want you to add a font. So just scroll down through there and find some font that you really like. Arimo Poppins. Indie Flower. I'm going to add Indie Flower. And once you add that font, it's going to show up on your fonts list now. So I can click on if I had that box selected, I just click on it to select that box. Now I can put that at Indie Flower if I want. And it changed the font to Indie Flower. I don't know what font I could use down here. So did you guys get a font added? You find one? You added Comic Sans?
No.
Now you can. Now it's not going to change the font of that because your cursor's in there. See how it's flashing? So click out of it and then just click once on it. Click out of it. Don't click on the text because it tries to be smarter. And I forgot about that. If you click on the text, the words inside there, it'll put your cursor in there. So click like it. Now go to the fonts. And now you can select more characters. Do that. And now change your font and your computer. Click once in there, not on text. Now you got a font. So have you added fonts? Or maybe there's in the Google Slides. Google changes things all the time. So how it works today, it might work slightly different. If you scroll along.
Yeah.
Oh, I can now you get that more fonts. Now you can find different fonts. So just pick one out. There, see it's a different font. So our next piece of the puzzle. We know how to add fonts now. Arranging our objects. In the back, wrong button. There we go. See this yellow cube that's in the back? We want to duplicate that. So I'm going to show you how to make the box. So I'm going to insert, go to shapes, and I want a box here. And I'm going to draw the box. Now, my box has a couple things wrong with it. One, I need to use the paint bucket to make it yellow. I need to use the pencil to remove the border. Now, our first piece is, I need it at an angle. See how the box back there is it's almost rotated 45 degrees. Off the box, when you have the box selected, see how there's a little dot at the top? If you click on that, you can rotate the box. So I can rotate the box and then resize it down because it's a little bigger than what I need. So with that, I can rotate the box, and any object has that. So you can do that with text. You can do that with this text box here. I'm not going to, but you can. Now, our second piece of the puzzle. So I put the box on there. I made it yellow, took out the border, rotated it. Our second problem, though, is it's on top of everything. That's not going to work. There is an arrange menu, and under the arrange menu, there is order. I can send this all the way to the back. So right now, I can't bring it to the front or bring it forward because it's the last object on there. It is the very top. Think of each one of these objects as if you had a piece of paper and you wrote text on another, you wrote the family fun night on another piece of paper and set it on your piece of paper. And then you drew this big yellow box and put it on top of that. So it makes layers for everything. The yellow box is our last object on there. So it only has two options. We can send it backwards or we can send it to the back. Send it backward, we'll take it below each level one at a time. Send it to the back, which is what we want to do, we'll send it all the way to the back. And once I do that, you notice my family fun night then is on top, and my orange is now on top too. So as you work with objects in here, you'll start to create your masterpiece, and then you'll realize, oh, I need to put this, it's got to be behind that. You can use that bring back and bring forward. So if I select the family fun night and go to arrange, it'll give me all the options there, because I can bring that all the way to, it's not all the way to the front right now, or it wouldn't have that option. But I can bring objects back and forth under the arrange order menu. So I need to fix my family fun night to make it match the text over there. An easy way to center it on the page is to resize the text box it's in, so it's the entire width of the page. And now I can use the center, where is it, right here, and it'll center it, and I know that's in the center of the page. Then I need to make that bigger. I'm going to bold it just to make it stand out. And then your last piece, there's a text color, so I can make that orange to match over here. So there, now I've got family fun night, got a nice yellow block, and I've got that part done. So our next is this red box right here. So to create that red box, I'm going to create another box under shapes. And then I'm going to type in food and fun. And I'm going to put a return at the end of each line, because that's how it is. It's centered in the box. And there's a return at the end of fun, at the end of PM. So it will, that text will line up like that. 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at PSU Games Center. So I've got, and you can't see it very well on the projector, but that it has a light blue background. So now I selected the box by clicking on the edge and not inside of it. Now I can change the fill color to red, border to transparent, font to white, pick a different font and make it bigger. Oh, and center it. And I went really fast on that. You get a box that sort of looks like that? Yeah. Bring it up on this. Yeah. I was trying to be too fancy. Now the stars are pretty easy to do, because the stars under the callouts, there's the star. So we can just draw the star, color it how we want, and use the same tools that you did before. And then we can rotate them just like we did with the text boxes. So they work just the same way. And I can put that up where it goes. Now, once you have one star the way you want it, you can copy and paste that star and use it in multiple places. and you can copy and paste it. And then on the copy, because we need one over here that's white. I can just change the fill. Did you guys get some stars in there? Yeah. And you'll get practice on doing this as you do a couple of them. So when you are resizing an object, and the circle is going to be the easiest one to demonstrate this with. If I just click and drag the circle, it lets me make an ellipse or oval or whatever you want to call it. What if you want a perfect circle or perfect square? I can select the circle tool again, but I'm going to hold down Shift when I click and drag it, and it will force it to be perfect circle or square or star or whatever. So you can't make it fat and skinny. You can only, it keeps the proportions the same, up and down, left, right. So that's what the Shift key. So like the stars, when you put the stars in, you can accidentally make them skinny or fat. If I hold down the Shift when I make the star, it's going to be a perfect size star without that messing up. So there's there's 4 other boxes on here that if we have time we'll cover, because there's this one with the list and this red one with the background, and there's a one here just for show, and then this is a box here with the final dates, and this is another box. So I will show this box right here. To create that box, you use the same tools, shapes, tools, we draw the box, but we make the fill white, we make the border orange, and this one we haven't talked about. Beside the border color, that we've been making them all transparent because we didn't want a border, we can change the thickness, and they call it border weight. So now I've got a white text box with an orange border that I can put text in. So that's how that one's created. This other one down here is created the exact same way as all the other ones we've done. It's just a text box. We set the background color, make a transparent border, and we're done. So where do we get some graphics? Because then we need to spruce it up. I have a pool table, some balloons, and some bowling pins on this one. There's a website called openclipart.org. This website is freely licensed. You can use these pictures not only in what we're doing today, but if you're doing another document in Google Docs, you can use these clip art in that document. So I want some balloons. So here's some balloons. Now, how can I get them over to my slide? You can download it and re-upload it, but there's an easier way. If I click and drag, it'll start dragging that, and I can actually go up to my tab, and then I'm still holding down the button this whole time. And then let up, and it'll throw my balloons in there. So I'll do that one again. I just click and start dragging, and I just hold down the button until I get to where I want to leave it. You can also copy and paste it. You can download it and re-upload it, Depends on whatever, however you want to do it. Now, see how clip art and pictures, it keeps it proportional. I can't make them fat and skinny like the shapes you can. That's just on there just to confuse even more on when you need to hold down shift and when you don't. So open up a new tab. I want to see if you guys can, and then go to openclipart.org. Oh, sweet. And that works with Google Docs. So if you're working on a Google Doc and you just want to put a star in there, you can go there and do that. Another location, another place for quick and easy clip art that you can use is under the edit menu, or where is it? Insert menu. There's a special characters, and you can actually insert emoji into your document. Oh, there's no family emoji? I was hoping to use. Here, beating heart. So under the insert special characters, there I just inserted a beating heart. That's an emoji. So you can use any of their emojis that they have there. So that's another quick and easy way to get some clip art without spending a whole lot of time trying to find it.
Insert.
Insert special characters. You gotta be in text box. Yeah, because it's emojis are text, so I can be inside a box. Move that to the back. Okay. You gotta be, yeah. So now you can insert special characters because they're in the text box. Now, we're going to use an add-on, which is not available in Google Drawings. And this add-on isn't available in Google Docs either, which is kind of a pain. But you can use it in Google Slides. There's an add-on to automatically search for photos that you have licensed to use for whatever purpose you want. That Open Clip Art is the same way. All those pictures in Open Clip Art are licensed for you to use in whatever you want. If you go to images.google.com and grab a picture off of there, whether you have the right to use that in a document is probably no. You can limit it to pictures that you do have rights to. But if you use the add-on Unsplash, which is I'm going to show you, or Open Clip Art, you know that those are licensed to do. You can do whatever you want with that. So we're going to install our first add-on. Add-ons are a way to add capabilities to the application you're using. And in this case, you're using Google Slides. We click on add-on. Here, let me remove that so we can go through the process and you can see it. So we want to add the Unsplash add-on. So go to add-ons and say get, and go to get add-ons. And there are a ton of add-ons right here. Don't start looking because you'll want to look for more. Just type Unsplash and hit return to search. And there's only one up there. And to add it, you just click that plus free button. Now it's going to tell you what this add-on wants to have access to. Nope, I gotta set my account first. This is the screen. Remember that Google Doc problem we had a month ago? Because it said Google allowed a third party to register a domain that said Google Docs wants to, and everybody clicked on it because it almost got me. Whenever you install an add-on or you see the screen, always mouse over the name of it so you can see and click on it. so you can see who that is. On the Google Docs issue, if you would have done this, you'd have seen a Russian email address, which probably is not Google's. Now, it looks like nothing happened, but you have a new option now under add-ons. Add-ons, unsplash photos, insert an unsplash photo. So when you do that, it pops up a bunch over here. And I did search for words that would be inappropriate in a school setting, and nothing bad came up. So I thought that was pretty good. So you guys aren't teachers, but if you were teachers, you could use this pretty safely. So we could do a search for family and see what pops up. And if you notice at the bottom, free to use for anything. These are photographers that have put their pictures up totally free to use for whatever purpose you want, which is really nice of them. And the pictures are pretty good. So I'm just going to click this one of the family going off into the sunset. And once you click on it, it's going to throw it over there pretty huge because it tries to fill up your document. But you can resize it down. Now, it threw it in there. If you look over, the picture I picked in was widescreen. That picture is not widescreen anymore. It cropped it, not cropped, yeah, it cropped it so it would fit that page, and we don't like that. If you double click on the picture, you'll see the whole picture. And that's how you can change the crop on a picture. So that's your first tip with working with pictures in any of the Google products. You double click on the picture, you can easily crop the picture. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. So if I wanted to just focus in on this family, I could crop it down and pull down the top part. And then once I click outside of it, so I'll just have the family now and not everything else. So our final piece I want to show you with pictures, and then we're going to use the last 50 minutes to play around and make sure you guys get everything you have. So I have my picture right here. We can also mask that picture based on all the shapes that we have in Google Slides. So once I'm on my picture, I have a new tool up here with the crop tool. You've seen that if you've cropped the, I don't know what, the DNA looking thing. Crop image. Well, right next to it is mask image. So this image right here, I could say, okay, I want that in a star. And it pops that picture right in a star. Or I can put it rounded corner box. And so it's in a nice little box with rounded corners. Or I can put in a circle. Circles are used a lot for some reason. Now, my circle is not a circle because the object, the picture, is not square. So I'd have to double click on it to do the cropping inside there, and then I can make it into a perfect circle. And that's pretty good. You also have access, because think of it as a shape, you have access to all the tools that you have on shape except for the fill tool. I can't change the color of the picture because why would you want to do that? But I can add a border to it. So let's say I want an orange border.
You can't make it like a shading background. White out, wash out.
So if you wanted to do that, under format options, you can, so you can those things will come through it, but that would also lighten it up. So if I pushed it to the back, yeah, that's the kind of effect you wanted to get. Yeah. So that's when you're clicking on the image under format options. And the recolor, if you had a picture that, see how that's reddish, but our colors here are orange and yellow and red, and that reddish doesn't really match that red. I could say, here, give it a little orangish tint, and it kind of makes it fit the picture even better. Okay, was there any other questions? We did the mask, and that's the last one.